What's your call sign, sweetheart? Miss Congeniality? The Admiral's voice echoed through the steel-paneled ceremony hall, thick with arrogance and laughter. He tilted his head back to sip from a crystal flute, oblivious to the ripple of discomfort that moved through the crowd. All eyes turned to the woman standing dead center. Expression locked, shoulders square, wrists cuffed. The only one not laughing was her. Before we dive into the story, drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. We love hearing from you. All right, let's jump in. The room, filled with high-ranking Navy SEALs, buzzed with amusement. She stood out, not just because she was the only woman, or because she stood there in handcuffs like a prisoner during a promotion ceremony, but because something about her silence was unsettling. Still, the Admiral chuckled, swirling his drink. Or is it drama queen? Another wave of laughter. She didn't flinch. Someone near the back whispered, "That's her." "That's Iron Widow." The laughter faded just enough to hear the sound of the champagne glass slipping from the Admiral's hand. It hit the ground and shattered, almost as if fate itself was cutting the moment short. His eyes snapped to her chest plate, now clearly visible. N136, Iron Widow. His smirk vanished. The room held its breath. What they didn't realize, what many in command never wanted public, was that Iron Widow wasn't just a code name. It was a legend. Months earlier, during a failed Black Ops mission in northern Syria, a SEAL team had been ambushed and marked MIA. The military command deemed it too risky. They wrote them off. But she didn't. She wasn't even supposed to be in the field. She flew unarmed drones. But she'd intercepted their final distress signal, and one of the voices, shaky, terrified, belonged to her fiancé. He was the team's lead sniper. Her orders were clear: stand down, let it go. But love doesn't follow orders. She commandeered a drone, traced the signal, and assembled a skeleton team of volunteers who'd seen too many good soldiers abandoned. Over 2 sleepless days, she led a rogue recovery mission through enemy terrain, evading detection, outsmarting local warlords, and dragging 5 half-dead men from a pit in the desert. She carried her fiancé's body 6 miles under gunfire to bring him home. The mission was technically treason. The military called her reckless, unauthorized, insubordinate. She was court-martialed the moment her boots touched US soil. But the men she saved, they remembered everything. She was stripped of commendations, disgraced on paper. And yet, the soldiers she rescued couldn't stay quiet. One leaked drone footage showing her sprinting under gunfire, blood-soaked and unarmed, lifting fallen men onto a rescue chopper. In the clip, a voice had whispered, "Who is that?" And the SEAL beside him had said, "That's Iron Widow." Her name spread like wildfire, but the Navy tried to bury it, until today. Until someone thought it would be funny to parade her into this ceremony, handcuffed, as some kind of lesson. But the lesson wasn't hers to learn. The Admiral, now visibly sweating, cleared his throat. "Let's move along. This isn't the time for jokes." But it was too late. The hall had shifted. Officers who once scoffed were now standing straighter. A few lowered their heads. One of the rescued SEALs took a step forward. "Sir, with all due respect, uncuff her." The Admiral hesitated. She's the reason I'm breathing, sir." Another voice. "She saved us when you didn't even try." One by one, the men she'd rescued began stepping forward, forming a line behind her. The Admiral looked like he'd seen a ghost. No one had warned him that his joke would summon a truth too powerful to silence. A young officer approached with the key, glancing to her for permission. She raised her bound hands slowly, then shook her head. "No," she said, her voice calm but fierce. "Let the cuffs stay. Let the world see what courage costs." The Admiral barked. "You defied orders. You endangered lives. You're lucky you're even standing here." She turned to face him fully, her eyes locked on his, voice steady. "I broke protocol. I also brought home 5 soldiers and the body of the man I loved. What did you bring home, sir?" You could hear a pin drop, then a hand clapped, then another. Applause erupted like a wave breaking through silence. The entire room of SEALs, officers, and even civilian staff stood and clapped. Not for revenge, but for redemption, for truth, for her. She didn't smile, she didn't cry. She just stood there, unmoved, until finally someone stepped forward and unlocked the cuffs, not as a pardon, but as an apology. The Admiral was quietly relieved of duty within the month. Internal investigations were launched. The court-martial was reversed. She was offered a medal, a new rank, and a press conference. She declined them all. Instead, she requested reassignment to the same drone command unit where she first served. Back in the skies, quietly doing what she'd always done, saving lives no matter who tried to stop her. She didn't need fame. She didn't want forgiveness. She had her name, Iron Widow. And now the world knew what it meant. Sometimes the strongest leaders are the ones who disobey orders, when following them means abandoning what's right. Everyone sees things differently. Tell me how this story felt to you and what you would do if you were in their place. If this story touched you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below.